Nah, what do you guys think of the Bills owner talking that way about Keon Coleman?
No, that's actually nuts. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. While he's still on the team?
Nah, it was
While
wild,
he's
bro.
still on the team, we're slandering?
Hey, I like it.
I mean,
I love
I
it.
had to go
You
check
like it?
I love it.
You
I love
like it?
I love it. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to give up on Keon Coleman. They want him to be better, and he's calling him out in the media. That's the best way to do it.
But
I don't think no.
to blame the
Because
draft
look,
on the guy
you can
who's
do it
not-
behind. You can do it behind the scenes. I am positive there have been people in his ear screaming at him to get to the meetings on time, learn your playbook, whatever it takes for him to play.
No,
I just think that he needs a chip on his shoulder, and this is going to be that chip.
I have a real problem with the way they treated him. Actually, I don't think it's good. I have a real problem with the way
They're not treating him well, but like, if he starts to play good football, they're going to start treating him well.
But that's my thing.
You have
That's
to earn
why
it.
I have a real problem with the way.
that shouldn't be a thing like morally at all.
Yeah.
You got to play good.
That's
for
how
us
the
to treat you good.
That's how the NFL works. What are we talking about?
If they're not playing good, get rid of them. Don't just dog them.
Okay,
You can, you're paying-
But let me ask you this. Though.
What's up?
This is why I have a real problem with the way they treated Keon Coleman. He's 22. What NFL player their legacy was determined when they were 22 years old?
Anthony Richardson.
He's still probably not even 22. He probably just turned 22. Keon Coleman got drafted at 20 years old.
All right.
You don't think, okay, he missed his meetings. He was late to meetings. I'm not trying to absolve criticism. I'm not trying to say that he shouldn't, in these situations, he doesn't have to hold himself to a higher standard. Because you are a pro now, yes. But who hasn't made a mistake when they were 22 years old?
See, that's
Who hasn't made a mistake when they were 22 years old? And I mean, why are we're sitting up here in a meeting when Josh Allen just played the worst game of his career. The biggest headline this week is Bills GM trashes Keon Coleman. It's not, why does Josh Allen play better to get us a Super Bowl? You see how crazy that is? We shift blame onto the head coach and this one singular player. Mind you, Ladd McConkey, did he have a good year compared to his first year this year?
not at all.
Did Brian Thomas have a good year compared to his first year? No. Marvin Harrison,
Just
has
say
he
all-
lived?
Just say all the receivers.
All the receivers from the 2024 draft class, have outside of Malik Neighbors tearing his ACL, have they all living up to the hype? They're in their second
A lot
year.
of them are
None of
injured,
those
though.
players had a healthy scratch in football games.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
That is insanity.
He
man.
was in healthy
You
scratch.
can't even get on there and you're healthy and you can't play because you don't know the plays.
Because he was late to meetings. But I'm saying these are mistakes that you make at 22 years old. Why are we acting like Keon Coleman's not human?
you're a pro,
Okay, let me ask you
man.
this. Keon Coleman, we're acting like he was a top draft pick. He was a second round pick. What second round pick have we got up on the presser and we have said, this guy sucks. We don't want him on the team. The head coach chose to draft
Let's
him.
add context
The
to that.
head coach you just fired, by the way.
They traded down with the Chiefs to go to the second round.
Is Xavier Worthy good?
Yes.
No, he's not.
He got injured. He got blasted. Like
He's been hurt
week
all. He was
one.
hurt all
He's
year.
good, bro.
He was hurt all year.
Yeah,
He's everywhere
he
good.
got blasted week 1 by his own teammate, dislocated his shoulder. and
What
he
had
got
outside of empty calorie stats against the Eagles backs up into the Super Bowl, what has Xavier Worthy done in the NFL?
He has 700 yards in the season.
He's still
after
good.
missing, like,
You'd
5
want him on the
weeks.
Ravens.
He's
No,
the
I
biggest
wouldn't.
Deep threat in the
You wouldn't
NFL.
want him?
He's the biggest deep threat in the NFL.
He has the fastest 40 time of all time.
What is that?
So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The guy runs the fastest 40 ever, and he's not anywhere near a Pro Bowl or All Pro.
He got
He got injured though.
rookie year and then
He
got
got-
injured.
Keon Coleman wasn't injured his rookie year. He broke his wrist his rookie year.
For sure.
No, I'm not
But his
saying-
second year, he was
I'm
fully
saying,
healthy.
why are we giving excuses to these guys but not giving excuses to him?
Because
it doesn't make any
Keon
sense.
Coleman was fully healthy and just didn't play.
Like I said, I'm not absolving him of criticism, but to get on the presser and say Keon Coleman, if they're treating him like that in front of the national media, how do you think they're treating him behind doors? Stephon Diggs left for a reason. Marshawn Lynch left for a reason. And that's another thing. He basically got on national news and said, we did not want you. The head coach wanted you.
While he's still on the team.
And he was
Josh
captain.
Allen texted Keon Coleman the night of the draft. He said, you're the guy I wanted you. I'll show you the CBS article. He said that word for word. And do we have a Keon Coleman problem? Is it really Keon Coleman's fault that he isn't that great? Mind you, Keon Coleman is tied for most touchdowns on the Bills. Keon Coleman was drafted. The only reason he's under this much scrutiny is because he was drafted to replace Stephon Diggs.
For sure. No doubt.
And let's tell the absolute truth. And do we really have a problem with Keon Coleman? Do the Bills have a wide receiver problem with Keon Coleman, or do they have a wide receiver development problem?
Wide receiver development problem.
Because they have not drafted one wide receiver. One wide receiver. They haven't drafted one that's made the Pro Bowl since Eric Mullins in 2002.
I mean,
So how exactly?
Cole Beasley ain't
Who
doing
is that? So how are we?
Cole Beasley was tough.
So
wait, wasn't he drafted by the Cowboys?
Yes. So how are we going to blame Keon Coleman
Best
in
year
this
on the Bills.
situation?
it's bad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just trying to, because I don't think the owner going after him towards the media was good at all. But I feel like as a player, as if you're thinking as Keon Coleman, the ownership and the team does not like you based on what you've been doing the last 2 years. you have to change.
But
I think-
do I have to change or do I have to need a change of scenery?
No.
I think you have to change.
I think you have to change the way you're going about being a pro receiver.
He obviously changed when he's playing now. They're throwing it to him.
I think he should have changed back when there was all the scrutiny about missing the meetings.
But I'm saying it's also one of those things where if they're treating him like this to the public, how do they treat him behind closed doors? I'm not saying that he's innocent in this situation. I said he has to go to his meetings. He has to be a pro in this league. But he's not the first NFL player, especially when you get drafted at 20 years old, to go through those issues. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, two of the best wide receivers in the NFL, got sat for the first drive of a game because they were out partying before the game.
But also,
why are we acting like a 22-year-old won't make those same mistakes?
This isn't the first time he's been called out by the media, like in his career. Like
But it's the
Deion
first
Dawkins
time it
was
was his
calling him.
owner. GM.
That's
Like-
even worse, bro.
But
Like
that's crazy.
I'm saying, but that's even worse. That just shows you what he's doing behind the scenes isn't good. Deion Dawkins mid-season was calling him out that we need you to do better. We were relying on you during the season.
And he did better.
Did better, or did he just?
What did the
meet
owner?
standard?
What did the owner say in that interview that said Keon Coleman? What did he cite anything? No, he said he drafted Keon Coleman. The Keon situation. Nobody was saying anything about Keon. He went out of his way to attack Keon.
For sure.
Literally cut.
But
dude
the
off just-
question
I'm
was
saying-
the question was about Keon. They cut the question out because
It was about wide receivers.
Yeah.
It wasn't about Keon Coleman. So
Oh,
the
it was?
owner went out of his way to place blame on Keon Coleman.
But we all know.
But I'm saying
the
it's-
guy's supposed to be Keon Coleman.
That's scapegoating, though. It's still scapegoating. Keon Coleman is not the reason you didn't win that playoff game.
Not at all.
Keon Coleman is not the reason anything has happened like this. I'm saying Keon Coleman has a future in the NFL. You looked at Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks himself, he said he has the ability to play football at a high level in this league. Every single time Josh Allen talks about Keon Coleman, he needs to grow up because he can be really good in the NFL. Everything the owner said about him in that interview indicates that Keon Coleman is a lost cause and we don't want anything to do with him. That's not how you
That's
treat a
not
young
the way I
player.
looked
I feel
at
like
it, though.
Casey-
I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as we're calling you out. We need better.
That's not what he said, though.
Let me.
But he didn't say anything that was like
back it.
slandering his entire name. They just said,
You think that's what the owner was saying? I'm calling out. We need you to do better.
We did not want you. The coach that I just fired wanted you. We didn't want you.
Mind you, he
But-
just said
but-
he seen the text where Josh Allen said, "I wanted you."
I'm saying, that's what I'm, bro. That's what
If you okay, if your
he's
mom
openly contradicting himself. The owner isn't smart.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's less of a Keon Coleman problem, or like a less. They fired Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott wasn't the issue. Sean McDermott went up and said that
I
there
don't
was
know
a
about
problem
that.
with the roster, and Brandon Beane and the owner had a problem with that, and so they fired him because he said this roster's not gonna win a Super Bowl, and so they fired him because of that. Which I didn't think the Bills were gonna win the Super Bowl. Any of you guys think they were gonna go to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl?
I thought they would go to the Super Bowl just because of how bad the AFC was.
no.
And since Josh Allen didn't have to go through any top four,
I think if Josh Allen played that Patriots team, they would have won.
Yes.
Debatable, but regardless,
He came back down 21-zip on them
still-
boys.
it's still a
They lost
debate at
one.
the end of the day. It's still
Yeah,
a
they
debate.
won one, lost one. But
I can't do
regardless, I think the owner is a moron.
But is that not
But
what
at
we're
the
saying?
same time, at what point is enough enough? Because we've seen situations like this in the NFL with other receivers who do similar things, and it goes completely left. I'm not saying that he was right for calling him out like that, but you got to think about the things that we don't get to see. We don't get to see how Keon Coleman acts in the locker room and stuff like that. If he's got players, coaches, and owners all coming up to it or coming to a level at some point and being like, "Hey, you're like tripping." At what point is it like, "Well, we're just trying to protect ourselves from Brandon Ayuk"? You know,
Whoa, no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
saying
no.
he's the same.
I'm not
What-
doing.
at
We're
what
not
point
even.
are we
We're
trying
not.
to
It's not
protect-
even.
Gang.
What time are
No.
we? At what point are we trying to protect ourselves from George Pickens?
That's bad too.
Is this-
That's bad
the
too.
Steelers, but the Steelers, when they had George Pickens, he was the problem kid. But the Steelers they never said that.
Keon Coleman.
Nobody in that locker room ever personally or publicly called out George Pickens and what happened. We know how George
Nobody,
Pickens
because
is.
George Pickens had attitude problems. Keon Coleman doesn't have attitude problems. He has problems with showing up.
Right.
But every
that's
time
an
but I'm
attitude
saying
issue.
That's not attitude.
every time they talk about
That's
Keon
priorities.
Coleman,
That's priorities.
when they talk, that's mature. That's being mature. That's being an NFL
Okay,
pro.
also-
But George Pickens, they were talking about him as a detrimental to the locker room. When they got up there and they talk about Keon Coleman in these interviews, they talk about him as literally all they said is, "Keon, we need you to grow because we love you and we think you can be really good in the NFL." That's what they say about him. That's the difference. We can't talk about Keon Coleman like he's just bad guy. Literally, he's known for "I love cookies." Like that's what he's known for. He's known for being a personality. He's known for being a good guy. Like that's what he's known for. Every time you see Keon Coleman in interviews, I don't think I've seen more NFL players do just interviews with random people on the side of the road other than Keon Coleman.
So
I don't
That's
think
why
he's
I don't
bad.
believe. I don't.
Let me just real quick. I don't think he's bad. I'm just saying like these NFL teams are at the point where they have to start protecting themselves from receivers and players thinking that they can do whatever. Because me personally, I've done more for less money, if you're paying me millions of dollars and I can be financially stable for the rest of my life, I'm gonna show up to the meetings and the practices that I have to be there on time because, like I said,
But I'm
financially
saying,
stable for the rest of my life.
That's easy for you to say though. That's easy for you to say though.
I've done more for less.
But I'm saying that's easy for us to say because we've never been through it. We've never been through it, and we won't be able to go through it. Nobody has to. Let's tell the truth. You get drafted in the NFL to replace Stephon Diggs, all-pro wide receiver. You get drafted to be the number 1 wide receiver for a top 4 quarterback in the NFL, an MVP quarterback. Nobody understands that pressure. None of us can understand that type of pressure.
And then Josh Allen go ahead.
And you don't think he's going to struggle with that? Like we should have said, his NFL owner just scrutinized him in front of the entire world. You don't think that he's hearing that type of stuff? You don't think that maybe Keon Coleman didn't show up to a meeting? I don't really know. Maybe Keon Coleman didn't show up to the meeting because he got money in his pocket now and he got a little bit lazy. Maybe that's the reason. Or maybe he didn't show up because expectations got to him. And he's like, I just don't want to be around it no more. We can't really understand what it is to be an NFL player at this point. I think that you just don't do that to a young player. You don't do that to somebody that's 22 years old. No. You can't do that because imagine Keon Coleman is going into this offseason thinking, okay, a guy with a pointy hat already made a viral meme of me. He made this is going to be my career for the rest of my that's always going to be something. He already has to deal with that, and then he's going to this off season. He already has planned exactly. I'm going to come and I'm going to show this organization what I'm really made of, and then he wakes up the next day and the owner in front of everybody says, "I didn't even want this guy."
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I don't know, man. I feel like the owner or the team would know him best, and I feel like they're trying to put that chip on him, so they're trying to get him angry. Because at the end of the day,
that's not motivation.
At the end of the day. He got that dog, and he from Louisiana, bro. He gonna have that instant dog, and he went to Michigan. He got out the mud at Michigan State, and then went to Florida State.
Third poorest state.
He has that dog in him already built in him. They just have to get it out of him in a pro level.
I feel like at that point, like it's not even a chip on the shoulder anymore.
It's just slander.
You gotta get rid of me. There's no way you can have him play for a team after you said we don't want you here. I didn't want you here. That was the guy we fired.
But there's evidence of them saying they wanted him here. Like I feel like there's clear contradiction to.
They probably did. Now they don't want him no more. Down here using the coach you just fired as a scapegoat because what is he gonna say?
I'm saying what do we gain by saying Sean McDermott wanted Keon Coleman?
Nothing.
How many wide receivers are on that team that are Joshua Palmer? They signed him to do a deal in the offseason.
Brandon Beane has only drafted 2 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
Only 2. Dawson Knox and James Cook. There's no reason for you to say that Sean McDermott is the reason why the team's not good.
And like I said, for us to even say we didn't want Keon, he's only in year 2. He's only in year 2. The guy is 22 years old.
And how good do you really expect him to be right now when they run an offense with Josh Allen spreading the ball all around and they have a top 2 running back?
Guy just led the NFL in rushing.
Top 2 in rushing yards. And
we throw to our tight end.
Are awful.
The only thing I can really say is the drops.
He had 500 yards?
Yeah. 404 yards.
As
38 receptions 38 receptions in 13 games?
In 13 games. He's the 4th option on his offense. That's not bad stats.
Dang, he was drafted to be the number 2 or the number 1. He's the 4th option? That is on him.
You can be drafted to be that, but if that's not how your offense works with him, that's just not how it works.
We got Khalil Shakir, dog, by the way, but he's 5'9", getting more production than you.
Okay.
You're 6'4", 215.
Let me ask you
this.
The
offense is built for you to be great. When Josh Allen chose you, he said, all I need you to do is run a slant, a streak, and a curl route. That's all he's... Look it up. That's what he said.
When Keon got the targets...
I need you to run 3 routes.
When Keon got the targets, did he produce?
No, he didn't.
So week 1, when he got 10 targets, he didn't have 122 catches.
Oh my goodness! Week 1, okay, cool. Good
That's
ball.
the 122 yards. That's the only time.
Good ball.
Okay, his rookie year when he dropped off Tariq Woolen, 100 yards on him.
By the way,
dropped off Tariq
Woolen is butt.
We've been saying he's fried for a while now.
He is not brilliant.
He's not even the best receiver or DB on his team.
He's not the best DB on his team because he's an all-pro. Because he's an all-pro.
I only sent it to Tariq Woolen because he's 6'3" and should be way better.
No, Tariq Woolen's not great, but he's not bad.
No,
he's a. I can't even say top.
He's better than Dante Jackson.
Yes.
I don't know.
This is
bottom 20.
This is cornerback in the NFL. You can have an insane game. Derek Stingley had an insane game. Do we remember Derek Stingley having an insane game against the Patriots? Do we remember Kayshon Boutte scoring? Which one do we remember? Which one do we remember? That's playing corner in the NFL.
Literally. Every play.
Tariq Woolen, you didn't hear his name for 12 weeks. That's good when you play corner. But he just had a horrible sequence in the Rams game. He plays corner. That's why I remember. But no, Keon Coleman, yeah, I mean.
Mind you, the horrible sequence came off of PBU.
Yeah. But no, I mean.
down.
So do y'all? I got one more question.
Okay.
Based on the way Keon Coleman has played these last 2 years,
Yes.
obviously he got hurt his first year, and then the second year is up and down based on team requirements, team obligations. Do y'all think he can get better based on these last 2 years?
Keon Coleman will be as good as you believe he can be.
He wouldn't be so cool.
As far as his team, he'll be as good as you believe he can be. Because right now you haven't believed he's been that good.
Me or the team?
I'm talking about the team.
When
I'm talking about the team.
I just watch Keon Coleman play, there isn't a route to where I'm like, oh my goodness, he runs that route so well. We need to run that more.
But that's not him. He's not like an excellent route runner.
Is that okay?
Was he not drafted for excellent ball skills?
Gang, you got to be able to run one route in the NFL to get open. Steve Smith even
but
evaluated that.
you
He
can
doesn't.
develop
He
that.
doesn't get good separation in the NFL at all.
You can develop that.
It's been 2 years.
George
man.
Pickens was an
It's
elite route
2
runner.
years.
I'm
It's
saying,
2
but
years.
it's been 2 years. He doesn't have a single
was
route
just a
where he can
dog.
get open.
They haven't drafted one wide receiver that's going to the Pro Bowl since 2002. Even the Ravens have.
You have to take
Even the Ravens.
You have to take accountability for your own career. You can't rely on the
Ravens
Bills to
suck.
develop you.
Name me one wide receiver from the Ravens you respect.
Pause.
Zay Flowers.
The current Pro Bowl is not the old Pro Bowl. We not claiming Zay Flowers like that counts.
It counts.
I'm not
It counts.
claiming that. I'm saying if the worst team in the NFL has, as far as when it comes to evaluating wide receivers, has gotten a wide receiver that's going to the Pro Bowl and you haven't, that's a problem. If the Pro Bowl, if Shador Sanders just made the Pro Bowl and you haven't been able to get a Pro Bowl wide receiver that you
For
drafted,
how low the requirements are, you only have 2 players in your whole GM
Mind
career
you,
that have gone to the Pro Bowl. It's not good.
Most of it has driven by fan voting. Buffalo Bills fans are the most active fans as far as a fan base, and you haven't been able to get a wide receiver to the Pro Bowl.
Come on, bro.
That's a Buffalo
If Keon
Bills
Coleman
issue.
had 800 yards and 7 touchdowns, he would have been in the Pro Bowl.
He would have been in the Pro Bowl.
Easily. But he doesn't. He didn't produce that much. But this is what I think Keon Coleman should do.
They told me that he was gonna be the GOAT though.
Never said that. Never said that. You can go watch the reel right
Said
now.
maybe
I said,
athletic goat.
I said he was gonna. I said Keon Coleman can be a wide receiver 1 in the NFL.
No doubt.
And
He can.
And I said he was Bunyan. Ding ding.
He didn't slander players like that back
This is
then.
what I
but
think.
good bait.
Keon Coleman needs to go.
You didn't know who Keon Coleman was back then
Yes,
either.
I did.
Good
For
bait.
the draft when
Good
they
bait.
drafted him and they let Xavier Worthy.
Why are we acting like Xavier Ward is a killer still? This is what I don't like.
He's better. Is he better than Keon Coleman? Oh, he's better than Keon Coleman.
Who you taking over? You taking Keon Coleman or Xavier Worthy?
I'm taking neither. That's the problem.
Give me Xavier Worthy.
I just think Keon Coleman need to go watch some Robert Woods
floor-
film
real
from
quick.
the Rams in 2015.
His floor, Xavier Worthy's floor, is a very good gadget player, number 3 wide receiver. His floor. Keon Coleman's floor
It's wide receiver too.
is cut candidate on a practice squad.
Can't be wide receiver 2 because he was wide receiver 4 this year, like you just said.
No, he was the fourth.
His floor
Fourth
is
option.
Josh
Fourth option.
Palmer
He
on
had-
the bill.
Who had better stats, him or Josh Palmer?
Josh Palmer stunk.
Who knows?
He
had better stats.
I forgot he was.
He
even
had
on the
better.
team.
He had better stats than Josh Palmer.
knows?
But Josh Palmer, we didn't want Josh Palmer. We said we didn't want Keon Coleman. That's the problem. That's the fundamental issue
Your
here.
expectations for Josh Palmer are what he gave you. Your expectations for Keon Coleman are 1,000-yard seasons or 800-yard seasons with multiple
Why is
touchdowns.
that? Who said that was expectation?
he
He
got-
wide receiver 1.
In an offense where we throw it to the tight ends majority of the time, or Shakir on the screen.
But that's only because Keon Coleman isn't producing. He's not on the field. He's getting healthy scratch.
If we led the league in rushing yards with our running back, why would we expect
Second round
Keon
pick,
Coleman
by the
to
way.
go out
If they're
there?
stacking, no.
quarterback, by the way.
If they're stacking the box for James Cook, you have so much time to get open. He's not able to get open. He can't separate in the NFL. That's the reason why he's not producing.
Are
I
they
did say
stacking the
that.
box though? If they have Josh
No, you
Allen
didn't.
escaping and making plays,
I don't know like where you think like you were like this talent evaluator. You never said any
I
of that.
said that Keon Coleman's separation was not going to be good in the NFL.
We all can see that.
I mean, yeah.
That was literally everybody said that.
Every clip was heavily contested.
Hey!
Cortland Sutton has made
That's what
money
I'm saying.
off
He's
of
about to
not.
be Cortland
Can
Sutton.
DK separate?
Yeah.
No,
No. DK can separate on a couple routes.
gonna say, it depends.
That's what I need Keon Coleman to get. Can you separate on a curl route? Can you separate on a
He
fade route?
run good slants.
If the
How
quarterback
consistently?
That's
If
the
the
thing.
if the
If
quarterback
we get
get out
somebody
the
that can actually develop a receiver in our building, he can run those consistently.
I
But you
I
can't
think Keon
rely
gotta
on
leave,
that.
bro.
You gotta take accountability for your own career. So get it. Hey, Keon Coleman, go ahead, hit up Ocho Cinco. Get up,
Hit
Wyndham.
up Steve Smith.
Yeah, go ahead down there to them
Hit
Miami.
up Ocho. Get on that ladder. Get right. Cause you have all the athleticism to be great, bro. Like literally.
Ain't nothing wrong with putting some work in, bro.
He's
He's
6'4", 215, bro. He can be great right now.
He can be great. That's
But
why
that
I
work
said.
can go ahead and slide to Baltimore, bro.
The
I mean,
routes
yeah.
in which
Slide
Josh
the
Allen told him to be good: curl, slant, and fade.
Now you talking about sliding.
Now you talking about sliding pitch. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I mean, Brown sent
weird, bruh.
a third for him.
DK wide receiver 2,
Third?
heartbreak emoji.
You sending a third for Keon Coleman?
He gonna develop into a dog.
You're sending a third?
What am I gonna send?
Wait, who? Browns?
Yeah, I'm sending a third.
A third?
Jonathan Mingo went for a third. So what are we talking about?
And everybody
I
called
mean-
them crazy.
At this point, yeah,
Raheem Shaheed went for a third round pick.
Okay. Rashid Shaheed.
is way better than Keon
Keon
Coleman
Coleman.
right now.